Welcome to Shout Out Loud. On today's episode, we are talking about the absence of fathers. Today, I have with me Lamont Griggs. Lamont, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Today, we're going to talk about absent fathers. So let's start with how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, and tell us about growing up without your dad wasn't in your life?
No, he wasn't in my life. I'd say pretty much growing up, way before I was even thought about, I would say that, well, I was told that my dad was a okay person. But as they got married and I came along, things began to change. He would, to me, as I was growing up, I can remember, as being an early child, I could remember him. He would stop by at times, and then at times, he wouldn't stop by. And I can also remember the times of him, calling and saying that he's gonna come and get me, and he never showed up. And to me, as a child, when you that small, you remember those things.
That's true.
You don't forget.
That's true.
And I can remember, getting ready, and getting my coat and my hat and everything, and just sitting there waiting for him to come, and he would never show up. And to me, that hurted me. That really did hurt me, and that scarred me for a long period of time in my life, because I couldn't understand why someone wouldn't want to take care of their child, something that they created, something that their blood is running through. I couldn't understand that, and to this day, I still don't understand that. How can a man not want to take care of their child? To me, that's just sad.
So how does that affect you, like a childhood without having your father there? How does that affect you now that you're being an adult?
But that's funny, because I closed him out of my life for a good period of time. Because off and on, when I was growing up, he would say he would do this and do that, and I would still fall for the same game, knowing that he wouldn't. But as I remember my graduation day, I had sent him an invitation and stuff like that, and he did come to my graduation. But after that period, I didn't hear from him anymore, because it got to the point where he was that low down that he used my information and messed up my credit.
Wow.
How could a parent do that? To me, that's not a parent. That's a sperm donor.
That's true.
And how could you be that low down?
That's true.
And I cut him out of my life for about 4 to 5 years. And recently, last year, he called my mama, and he was trying to get in contact with me. And I never did want to respond back to him, because I refused to go through what I went through in my child days to go through that in my adult years.
That's understandable.
I refused to do that. So he had sent her $100 to give to me, and me being the person that I am, I did call him and tell him thank you. And from that point on, he said that he was sorry, and to me, sorry, it's okay. But to me, your actions speak louder than what you say. And to me, I've heard sorry so many times from him that it don't matter.
That's true.
But me being the person that I am, I had to learn this, to forgive, because I could and I can be stubborn at times, to the point of where it's whatever to me. I don't care. But I did forgive him, but I don't forget what he did. And from that point on, he said that he was going to do this and do that for me, and never did it. And I didn't pay it too much any attention, because I'm used to it. So I said, okay, whatever. And he kept saying and calling this and the other time, I'm gonna do this. I'm in the line now. I'm finna send you some money down to the MoneyGram order now. I'm finna send it to you, and I'm in line right now. Okay, that day went. Never did I hear back from you, but you in line trying to send something.
So he was still lying to you from a child, even in your adult life.
Exactly. And I said right then to the point that I wasn't gonna go through that. And I remember he never called back after that day when he said that he was in line. And I called him, and I asked him what was going on. And I explained to him that what you did to me in my childhood days is way over with. And I'm not gonna let you do this in my adult years. And I told him I wouldn't. And I asked him, because I try to reason with him and talk to him and see and gain understanding. But it's hard to gain understanding when that person still continues to tell lies.
That's true.
So he was saying that, you want to know the real reason why I wasn't in your life? It was because of your mama and your grandmama wouldn't let me be in your life. And I knew that was a lie, because I can remember when I was little, I would call him, and I was too young to use the phone sometimes, they would call the number, for me to get in contact with him, for him to come pick me up. And he would never would. So if they were trying to keep me away from you, they would not allow me to even try to contact you or them call him for me. So that was a lie. So why not just be a man and admit up? If you did wrong, just say you did wrong. And if you didn't want to be there for your child, just say that you did not want to be there. You weren't ready for that responsibility right now. You didn't know how to carry that, and I'm sorry. And just be sincere about it, because there's no need to try to make somebody else look bad for something that you did. So in reality, he just made himself look even more stupid. So I told him that was a lie. And I told him that I'm not going to go through that with you no more. And he told me that he didn't have to fool with me, and I don't have to fool with him. And to me, that told me a lot, because I had wanted understanding of why he wasn't there for me. And to me, that told me 22 years worth of why you weren't there, because you didn't want to be there. Because what parent in a good mind would say that you don't have to deal with me and I don't have to deal with you? You don't want to say, you wouldn't say that to your own child. Somebody that blood is running, got the same blood. Why would you say that? So from that point on, I refused to communicate with him, and I have not talked to him since. I love him because that's the godly thing to do. I forgive him, but I don't forget what you did. And I feel like it would be best for me to just cut off all ties with him. And to me, they say that when you are a parent and you do your child wrong, this, that, other, and you're not there for your child, in the long run, you're going to need that child.
That's true.
And when it comes time for you to need that child is not too much going to want to be bothered with you.
That is so true.
And in society today, it's sad because most mothers have to play both roles of a mother and a father. And to me, that's why I give women, well, most women, because I can name some women that are not as good parents as they could be. And, there are some fathers that are good. Don't get me wrong.
That's true.
But in most cases, it's always the mother that has to play both roles.
That's true.
And it's not right, because it takes two to create a seed. It's not just one person. So, I just feel like I give women the utmost respect for doing what they have to do. Because some mamas will work 2 to 3 jobs to make sure their children got something to eat and got clothes and got more than what they need. They make sure they get what they want.
That's true.
So I give mothers the utmost respect. But I hope and I pray that this message reach out to a lot of not just fathers, but mothers and just parents in general that are not there for their kids and choose to lie to their kids and mistreat them. And it's not even got to be lies, it could be abuse. And if you choose to do that to your kids, wake up and stop and treat your kids right and see about your kids, because they deserve that from you. Because kids and us as general, we did not ask to be here. Our parents had to lay down and create us. We didn't ask to be here. So stand up and take care of your responsibility and do what you got to do. And I know that there's a lot of people out here that had to grow up without fathers, and it's just sad. But I thank God that I was brought up and I'm okay. I made it. You don't have to have both parents. Sometimes a mother and sometimes a father, but in most cases mother, they do what they got to do. And with that grandmother and with them aunts and whatever, they pull through, and they make that child a strong person and give them great discipline and understanding. But if you're a parent out there, be there for your kids. And I understand that you went through the same thing.
I did. I went through the same thing. My mom, she brought up me and both of my brothers, as a single parent. And, a lot of time statistics, don't believe statistics, because statistics is not true. A lot of times they say statistics is saying that, a single woman can't raise a man. My mom raised 3 men. I ain't never been to jail. I graduated from college. My mom put me through school. My mom did the best that she could do. My dad, my dad wasn't there for me growing up. But, I don't hate my dad. I still love my dad. But I did resent my dad for a long time in my life. And last year, him and my mom started back talking and communicating. And, I asked her, I was like, I don't understand, why are you communicating with him when he wasn't there for me growing up, and all she wanted was me to forgive him and just move on. You know, I was stubborn, you know, but I did. I forgave him and I moved on. Last Father's Day, she asked me was I gonna buy him a car, and I hesitated on it, but I did. I bought him a car and I took it to him. You know, he was so thankful for it, you know, so grateful for it and stuff like that. And I wonder why, you know, why would my mom want me to have a relationship with my dad now after so many years that we didn't? You know, I never understood why, you know. And then in January, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and she died in March. And I knew that she wanted me to close that chapter in my life, you know, to forgive my dad before she left here. It's the one thing she wanted, and it's the one thing I did before she left this world. And I had a great mom, you know, and I miss her a lot, you know, but I try to stay strong and I try to fight my way through it because I know that, you know, her one last wish that she wanted was for me to have a relationship with my dad. And I forgave him. And I love my dad, you know. We will never be as close as we should be, but I forgave him, you know, not only for my mom, but for myself, you know. And to any parents out there, if you're not in your kids' lives, get in your kids' lives, you know. If I had a kid, I would be a perfect father. You know, I'm not just saying that because I didn't have a good dad growing up, but I would. You know, I would go above and beyond to be the best dad that I could be because I would not want my child to go through what I went through. Don't get me wrong, I didn't have a bad childhood, but at the same time, you know, I still was, you know, I had that emptiness of missing a father there. But I thank God that my mom filled that gap, you know, and to the mothers out there, you know, hey, I give y'all all the praise, and, you know, I thank God for true women and true mothers and true fathers that are there for their kids. And this concludes, you know, our segment on, you know, absent fathers. And thank you guys for tuning in.
Shout out loud.
Shout out loud.